I won't lie, that was slightly worrying to watch.
I've often been told that if you watch me fingering, it can be a bad thing.
It can be quite disturbing.
Off-putting.
I can attest.
Ugh.
Mm-hmm.
Look at his horrible skeleton fingers moving around as if independent of his body.
As if with a mind of their own.
Horrible non-Euclidean angles that they fly around at.
Who knows what they will do next?
Ugh.
And where you may find them.
Glorious! No, I won't give in till I'm victorious. And I will defend,
It's Hefty and Olaf and the stand-up update. It's Hefty and Olaf and the stand-up update. It's Hefty and Olaf and the stand-up update. Updating you about standing up.
It's a new year. It's time to start things off the way we need to go on. 3 weeks late.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I haven't done a gig since December. You know, it's fine. It's fine.
I think we have the generic excuse that it was the festive period, the festive season.
Like it was.
The other thing is horrific.
Yeah, so we there was a Christmas, and then there was
a Christmas.
There was a post-Christmas, and then there was a New Year, which for the second time in a row I didn't make it to midnight. That was fun.
Well done, you.
I know, right? To be fair,
so hardcore.
Yeah, I'm so old. Oh God, I'm so old. Yeah.
Were you having a party? Were you hosting people, or was it you and the lovely lady wife?
Just me, wife, dog as well, obviously, because you can't kick him out no matter what.
The dog didn't want to go out partying on its own.
No,
fair enough.
But yeah, so the 2017 into 18 New Year, I was just colossally unwell with the Australian flu, and I was asleep most of the time. But 2018 to 2019 New Year, I was just pretty tired. So, I'm what's the difference when you're my age?
I'll be honest, this is turning into the old man podcast because I didn't make it to midnight either.
But in your case, it was just you.
Yeah, no, it wasn't just me. I went home to see the parents.
Right.
We had a lovely dinner. We had a couple of bottles of wine, some party food, and a movie. And then I was in bed by, I think I was in bed by like 10:30, 11. Like hardcore rock star me.
Yeah.
Now they live in like quite a small town.
Yeah.
So I was expecting it to be quite quiet. But then I did actually wake up before midnight because there were fireworks going off in our town. Like, completely, it felt really like it didn't belong. Like, it was like, why so much fireworks? This is a small town. What is happening? So I got up, I watched the fireworks from the window, and then I went back to bed.
Nice. I did moderately similar. I got woken up because I think I fell asleep at about 11:30. And then I think I probably woke up around 2 minutes past midnight or something with all the bang, boom, boom. I just went and closed my windows. It's like, loud.
That's enough of that.
That's enough of the loud noises. I needs my sleeps.
Very well.
Perhaps in my defence, I worked New Year's Eve. If that's any kind of defence for the accusations of being a big old stick in the mud, a wet blanket.
Just lean into it, man. Just own it. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah. No,
I'm old now.
Yeah.
Apparently.
If I was, if I was maybe out with friends or something, yeah, I'd have probably stayed up till past midnight. But,
yeah, maybe.
At home, meh. I've seen enough of these New Years. I know how it goes.
I know how it goes. I don't need to know more of this.
Yeah, I've seen plenty. I saw the millennium. I don't need to see nothing else. It's all been downhill from here.
That was the important one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
See the millennium.
Yeah, saw the millennium. Meh. Which 18-year-olds now will not be able to say that they did.
No.
I also had a horrible realisation the other day when my dad rang me and said, "Oh, I'm just calling because it's your half-brother's birthday coming up soon. He's having a party." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, okay, I guess I can go." He's like, "Yeah, it's his 21st. And in my head I went, "No, it isn't."
No.
And then I did the maths and I was like, "Oh my God, he's 21 years old." I can still remember when I was 10 and he was a newborn baby that I could not pick up because he was so bloody huge.
Because he was so huge.
He was really fat baby. I was a really weak 10-year-old as well, so it just didn't it was bad maths all around.
10-year-old couldn't pick up a baby.
Yeah, he was he was about 6 months old, and he was one of them babies that looks like a Michelin man. Like, he was one of those babies.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Was he a bit of a chunk?
Chunker monker.
A chunker monker.
Mm-hmm.
So that was our New Year update.
Yeah.
Is there a stand-up update?
Oh, golly gosh, there is.
Gosh, is there?
Yeah. So on I think it was the 12th of December, we did the Stod Fold gig.
That's right.
And
And how did that go?
When I find somebody to pick on, sometimes I think I maybe need to reel it back in a little bit. Just because, for starters, he was 18, so he obviously looked young.
Oh dear.
He had what would be described as a fuckboy haircut, which is obviously like the number one all around the sides and the back, and then that little,
like a Lego brick on top of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. See, if anybody wants to be picked on at a comedy gig that you're hosting, all they need to do is be young and have some kind of standout characteristic. Like, if they walk in late, you're going to pick on them.
Yeah.
If they're young and they walk in late, if they're young and they've got a vibrant t-shirt on, you're going to pick on them. If they're young and they've got, as you said, a fuckboy haircut, I can imagine this guy had no rest.
Pretty much. He was definitely the go-to picker-onner. But obviously, as the night...
What was his name?
Oh.
Pretty young...
Not even pretty. He wasn't. Even the people.
You've always got to call them pretty when they're young, especially if you're going to pick on them.
Even the people,
like Pretty Young Tom.
Even the people he was with didn't really like him.
Ow!
Yeah. Yeah. I don't really know why he was there, to be honest. But his name, dig this, Jonah. Jonah.
All right. Yeah. No, I can dig it. It's unusual.
So that was just more fuel for the fire. Yeah, that was more fuel for the fire. That was just like, I'm angry at you for 3 reasons now. God damn it. But obviously as the night went on and he drank more, he started getting a little bit more leery. And I started trying to go away from him, but then I just couldn't help going back to him. And he went off to the bathroom. And he was with, so there's a group of, it was mainly guys, but there were 2 girls there as well. They were, pretty much everybody else was in their 20s. And I just said to the 2 girls, "Oh, just to check, neither of you have ever had sex with Jonah, have you?" And they both...
that would be so embarrassing if one of them went,
no.
Actually.
Both of them just did that thing of, "Oh, God, no."
A little bit of vomit in the mouth.
Yeah. And I think he heard that from in the toilet. So when he came back, he was none too pleased by me. But by the end of the night, because I have a natural ability, I'm what is called the drunk whisperer. Like, drunk people tend not to get... Well, most drunk people tend not to get angry at me, apart from the drunk old man who kept calling me a cunt.
No, I think that was him making friends with you.
Yeah. I mean, let's face it.
That's how he endeared himself.
Yeah. He probably liked cunts. That was just his, like, "Oh, you're a cunt. I'd quite like to put my dick in you."
I'm not sure I was getting quite that vibe from him.
Well, but yeah, I did. There was a period where Jonah was... it could have got a bit leery, but yeah, by the end of the night, it was turned around and it was okay. I can't say it was a particularly good gig because the majority of the audience were that group of people. So they were
picking on one of them.
Yeah, and they were kind of just there because one of their friends was doing the stand-up, a guy called Ryan Lee, and he did really well. It was a really good set. Okay. But yeah, the rest of the evening was kind of in and out. I tried the Kyle Isle.
Oh, yeah.
Much like with the Disney thing, I probably won't do that again.
Probably not.
Trial and error. Trial and error. You wheedle out what does and doesn't work.
Yeah, you've just got to keep on trying.
Yeah, just keep finding, you weasel on in there and you give a little, you poke around and you find out what works for you.
Talking about stand-up still, right?
Come see, come ça.
It's advice for life.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that gig was alright, I guess. Probably middling in terms of all the ones that we've done. Most definitely better than November. Did we talk about the November gig? I can't remember.
I think we did. Was that the one?
The conveyor insurance.
That's the one, the conveyor insurance.
Yeah, oh, man. Yeah, let's never repeat that situation.
Let's never talk about that again.
Yeah. So yeah, that one went pretty alright. And then I did another gig, which we put on at a place called The Fleece. It's not a million miles away in a place called Elland. That maybe didn't go quite so well. Purely on the basis that this was kind of, it was a trial night. So it's like, hey, let's just try and see.
Yeah, that's right. I do know why I didn't go to that one. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, and so
Oof.
three or four of the comedians, maybe the traditional kind of, lefty, and they're doing quite a few bits of politicky stuff. Now, anybody who doesn't know Elland, which I'll be honest, I didn't really, I got a general vibe, and I should have maybe booked to the gut feeling I had, but the people who are available are the people who are available.
Right.
They're not big. Never mind on left-wing politics. They're not big on the whole politics thing.
Right. I was going to say, was it more of a right-wing crowd or just not a politics crowd?
They weren't there for that kind of material. I don't think. I'm more definitely certain they probably do. They are very right-wing, but they weren't there for the. They were not a politicsy people.
They're not there for the biting political commentary.
No, so quite a few of them just kind of died a little death. However, what I being the host, you have kind of the ability to gauge the audience and amend as required. So trying different things in between. They just really like things about vaginas. Elland just love material about vaginas. Ooh, they're just oh.
And did you manage to find? Oh God, did you manage to find enough material to fill their needs? Could you provide satisfaction for them in that area?
I believe so, because I made another new friend who was drunk, for I'm the drunk whisperer. And
you were in a bar.
I think I should really take up bar ownership, and I will just there'll never be any trouble because I can just soothe them. I was like, hey,
calm them right down. You don't need to own a bar for that. You could just work in one. I know a guy who runs a bar, actually. Yeah.
I could not afford to live on that kind of wage. Even owning a bar, I probably couldn't afford to live on that kind of wage. Not the time for bar ownership. Yeah, Darren was his name, or Daz to his friends like me.
Yeah.
Or
personal friends.
Yeah, or as I renamed him, Captain Slit.
Oh God.
Yes.
Oh no.
Yeah, because I did. I just with one of the gambits, I was like, okay, most of this stuff isn't working. So I started off by just saying, so I've been thinking a lot about penises, which got a nice reaction. And then Darren, being maybe not 3 sheets to the wind, but definitely 1.5 minimum, prompted with penises. What about fannies? And I just kind of built on it from there. What about
fannies?
Yeah, what about fannies, Darren? I agree.
Darren, what an excellent segue, Darren. Thank you for
you and me, Darren,
enriching our lives.
Let's investigate the topic of fannies a little bit more, Daz.
Why don't we talk about it, Daz?
Yeah. It turned out. I felt I did very well. Well done, me. Because even the the bar owner at the end of the night was just like, some bits really didn't work, but like the stuff that you did with Darren, that was brilliant. Everybody was loving that. I was like, yeah. Yeah, I think I know what I do next time now, which is get most of the people who I know to not perform. That's part of the problem, like, with what most of the people who I know who've been doing this and who I, inverted commas, trained with, there is an awful lot of, they've got their sets and they're very rigid with them, and it is a lot of politics and left-leaning stuff.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to do it topical. And
well, from what I understand, a lot of them are quite young, so they don't have much in the way of world experience to like fall back on.
Yeah.
And make the funnies about.
Yeah. Like one of them, he must have gone in the first half, and then in the break, he just came up to me and he just went, "Fucking hell, that's normally an easy 10-minute set I did," and he was done in about 7. I was like, yeah. Judge the audience, maybe, mate. Like,
read the room.
Yeah, they weren't going to. But I did get in touch with the lady kind of post New Year and say, hey, so first one, maybe not the best, but I've got some really good ideas who might be able to get on next time. Just let me know when you want another one. And she said, "Oh yeah, I'll check the diary and get back in touch."
Still not heard anything?
There we go.
Yeah.
How did you guess?
We'll call you.
Yeah.
We'll call you. Yeah.
Whatever. I got paid. Meh. I got paid more than I thought as well.
Oh, good. Well done.
Yeah.
You.
All the acts got paid in crisps and beer, or soft drinks.
You got paid in coin.
I got paid in money because I will always broker the best deal for myself.
Of course. Why not?
Yeah, exactly. That's what it's all about.
Yes. It's all about making the best deal for yourself.
Comedy is all about capitalism. And as an ardent communist, I am out to make the most money for myself. I'm a confusing mishmash.
3 C's.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 3 C's is comedy, capitalism, and communism.
all
in one melange of ideas.
Yeah, that is the political spectrum. It's capitalism, comedy, communism, and therefore I have to span them all.
I like that you're a communist about comedy, but you're a capitalist about who gets paid.
One must work with the system one is born into. My goal is to get everybody paid, just maybe not paid as well as me. It's very Orwellian. Everybody gets
paid equal, but some people get paid more equal than others.
Exactly, In terms of from an outsider's perspective, my goal is always £50 for me, £50 behind the bar for the acts, and £50 to divvy up between the acts.
And that's equal portion.
That's exactly, it's 50-50-50. Duh. That is what is known as libertarian maths in America.
Yeah. Actually, I believe that is currently being taught in their schools, thanks to Betsy.
Yeah.
as being accurate mathematics.
Yeah. Bless him. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that. But
so you're saying that the last couple of shows of last year were not necessarily the strongest?
Poor to middling, one may say.
Mm-hmm.
But like going into this year, it seems like I feel like I could be classed as something of an inspiration, purely because about like half of the people who I've been doing like the gigs with, they have now started their own comedy nights as well. And
they're just stolen your idea.
Exactly. There's a little bit of me that's just like, I don't think any of you would be doing this if I hadn't been doing it, would you? Like,
are they going to invite you to MC them?
I have been invited to, not necessarily MC, but I've been invited to, do some time. And I might take some up.
You've been invited to do some time at Her Majesty's pleasure.
I'm thinking about giving you a 5-minute slot in row D. Oh, yeah, with Big Baz. Oh.
Big Baz, yeah. He does like a nice 5-minute slot, from what I heard.
Yeah, I will not be making it last to 10. I can guarantee that. Yeah, I might.
Come on.
I might take them up on that. There are some gigs coming up in February that I may insert myself into.
I was going to say, you can talk about a vagina for 10 minutes easily.
There's most of them are in Leeds.
What, the vaginas or the... Oh, never mind.
Well, if you'd have seen some of the people in Elland, then maybe... Ugh. So many fingers, just one hand. Weird. But there is also one of the guys starting up some nights in Wakefield as well, which is kind of closer. So I figure I can take what I learned in Elland, and it's probably going to be the exact same crowd.
Oh, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe develop a hilarious Indian accent as well to really, knock them down.
Yeah.
Oh, Mr. Wakefield man. Oh, I am running a corner shop. Just really, they'll love it. Oh, I can
really harken back to the classics of 70s comedy.
Exactly. I need to develop a good mother-in-law joke as well.
Good
if I can get working racism and a mother-in-law joke together, like an Afro-Caribbean mother-in-law joke. Wow.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I can see them on the floor now.
Rolling in the aisles, they will be.
Yeah. Struggling to breathe with their misshapen inbred lungs.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, love
Careful,
it.
these are your punters who you're hoping are going to pay you.
No, they don't know how to download podcasts.
They don't listen to podcasts.
More importantly, nobody listens to this podcast.
That's not true.
No.
Actually, I know a couple of people who do. One of them was very pleased that he managed to get Kyle O'Lisle number 1 correct.
Excellent.
He was out on his daily run. He managed to get Kyle O'Lisle 1 correct.
Oh.
And then I was like, how did you do for the rest of them? And apparently our podcast lasted longer than his run because he stopped listening.
Well, fair enough.
No shame there, man. Get back out there and finish our podcast.
Yeah, that podcast was about what, 30? Just over half an hour-ish. It was between half an hour and 40 minutes. Maybe run more. I don't know how much. What gain is being attained.
I'm not gonna slate anybody who listens to our podcast. People who don't listen, I can have a go at them. But the people who do listen, he's doing a lot of hard work for himself, and good on you.
Well, I'm just saying that, really, to really get a real good run experience and get the full benefit, our podcasts are normally the ideal run length. I don't know what it is, but
you think so?
And
is that what you think?
Yeah. So I think if you can time your run around the podcast, you're going to be feeling maximum benefit.
You see, we started off with people timing their bath times around our podcast. Now we've got one who's
it's getting more and more active.
Does his run, or he does his drive to work. I think there's possibly potential for us to expand into other markets, like time your daily BMs around our podcast.
Well,
because then you've got 2 concurrent sounds of about the same thing, about the same quality there.
Well, what we should really do is time the length of the podcast to include morning BM into a run into the bath afterwards.
Yeah.
The trifecta of perfection for podcasting.
What do you reckon that would be, about an hour?
Oh, yeah, somewhere between 45 minutes and an hour. That's
I think so. Yeah,
full coverage. Oof.
Yeah. That would be.
I mean, it could be less if you had a shower, but you obviously need to then have a Bluetooth speaker to be able to hear us, because your phone,
the sound of the shower,
your phone will not have the maximum output capacity to hear.
I mean, some modern ones maybe, but you really want to get every last note of our.
You need to hear
crisp and witty comments.
Every last syllable of the theme tunes that are being sung need to fully resonate around
exactly
thine eardrums and thine bathroom.
So what you're saying is that our podcast should basically be your morning routine.
Yeah, exactly.
Get up, have a run, have a shit, have a shower, get off to work.
Boom. And then
we'll take you through the whole experience.
Next day, just do it again. Same podcast, just do it again.
Same podcast.
Do it again.
And because, the human body loves routine.
Yep.
Builds
it up. It gets your mind ready. Your mind knows, right, I've begun listening. I've heard the stand-up update theme tune. Time for a poo.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Then it'll become more of like a Pavlovian response.
Exactly.
You'll have trained your body into doing it. And by the time we get to the middle bit where we're chatting absolute bullshit, you'll be like, right, better lace up the shoes.
Yeah.
Get out the door.
Right. They've now started talking about vaginas. Time for a run.
Time for a run. This will keep me going. There you go.
Now they're on to lumpy testicles. Time for a bath.
Time for a bath. There it is.
Or
a quick shower.
Well, yeah. Eat it.
So does this mean we need to start timing it in different segments of the
yeah.
podcast. So, but like this is the BM moment at the beginning of just some smooth talking to help you get started in the morning.
Maybe just like putting mouths near the microphone, just kind of going.
What, trying to emulate the brown note.
Exactly, just trying
to help people.
If that is left in and that does anything for anyone, please do let us know so we can advertise that as being a major selling point. We'll
do a whole episode on just the brown note.
Feeling anything? Oh,
a little disturbed, but mostly aroused.
I don't blame you. Going back to comedy.
Oh yeah,
the thing
we did have a conversation. We were talking about something.
That thing I try in vain to do. So the next ones I've got coming up are back end of January, which will be well gone again by the time this podcast goes up.
So new dates going forward.
New dates. So depending on when this goes out, hey, maybe you'll be able to attend. Hey, maybe you won't. Oh, or maybe you'll have already been and it was great, or it was bad. Oh. So there is back at the Stodfold on January the 23rd, classic Wednesday post payday.
Okay, that one might be a bit tight.
Yeah,
considering when we're recording, 23rd of January. I hope it was a great gig.
Yeah. On that bill, there was the returning Liam Hannon.
Ooh.
First time with us, Melanie Judson. Max Nickel, first time with us.
Full nickel, nice.
Very, very new. They did that ultra comedy that most of the guys that I've like worked with, where they did their stuff. You know, where the pyramid scheme.
Oh yes, that one. Yeah.
So they just finished another round.
Oh, another round of pyramid.
Yes,
right.
Exactly. And so the Mr. Graham Rayner, he is one who has just finished that one.
Okay.
So he'll be doing I think this is probably his first like proper outside gig.
Ooh, exciting.
And then two more returning people. Jack Vincent, who also did the Elland gig, and he did quite well there. He was one of the ones that did quite well.
Uh-huh. Did he talk about vaginas?
What did he talk about? He did talk about sex at one point. So you know, they love a bit of shagging. They do. You got some jokes about having some sex and having some genitals. They bloody love it in Ellen, they do. Oh,
they do, don't they?
I don't know naught about Brexit, but I know a lot about boobies. So let me know about them. And then
one more,
Mr. Phil Youngs, who I can't remember if he was on the I think I put him on the very first one. I think I had him do he was the quote unquote headliner of the first Stodfold one. So his first time come back. He was the one who did. He was the one who I did. Who did the Latin stuff. Which
yes, that's right.
I always really loved, and then nobody else.
Which has a very niche audience, doesn't it? Really.
Nobody else.
If you manage to hit that niche, you do well.
It's a good niche. But yeah, I stand by those goddamn Latin jokes. They are amazing. And the first time I heard them, I was just like, I want this right here. And then, so let's see how the editing process goes, because then the next gig is on the 27th of January.
Might make that
which is a Sunday. That is at the Courtyard, which is also in Halifax.
Oh, okay.
That one, I have a feeling, will definitely be more like an Elland kind of gig, because it's...
really? In Halifax?
It's a tad more central than the Stodfold, and a tad less... well, they have happy hours and stuff, so, you know, their advertising is cheap beer, so
right.
It's not quite Stodfold's. I hesitate to use the word Poncy,
but it fits.
Yeah, so
you know, if the shoe fits.
Yeah,
they've gone for a different market. Haven't
yes, they are the artisanal.
They're going for quality over quantity of beer.
Yeah, exactly. The niche.
I'd just say middle class market.
Yeah, that's pretty much nailhead.
Our kind of art.
Yeah, exactly. That's why we drink. No other reason, because we don't get discounts.
No other reason. No.
So yeah, the Courtyard one, I'm feeling definitely going to be more rural.
Fannies.
More fannies. There's going to be more fannies.
Just call it Foster's and Fanny.
Yeah.
And
yeah, that sounds good.
The people will know what they're getting there.
Yeah, pretty much. That's
Carlsberg and cunts. Carlsberg and comedy works.
Carlsberg and comedy.
If you can get Carlsberg to sponsor you.
Yeah. Budweiser and boobies.
Budweiser and boobies. Yep. Yeah.
What else have we got? Right. Heineken and Heinies.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yep. I wanted something for Jägermeister, but then I wanted Jägermeister and jokes, but that only works if you written down, because otherwise it's Jägermeister and yolks. Yeah. And then, although maybe that's funnier. I don't know.
Maybe. I mean, it'll go down well in kind of, Sweden, Germany, the areas with the soft J's. They're going to be
the soft J's, yeah.
But I went with the actual event. I just called Comedy at the Courtyard. Again, we went with the same alliterative theme.
Yes, of course.
But just maybe I skewed it slightly more. I wanted to make it very clear what it was. I didn't want any confusion.
Simple, direct, and understandable.
Exactly. Yeah. It is comedy, and it is at the Courtyard. It is. That's all you.
It tells you literally everything you want to know about it, apart from possibly the date and start time,
which is on the event.
Which is on the event page. Yeah.
So on Sunday, kicks off at 6 p.m. Earlier than normal, but that's because it's Sunday. So no people having to work or anything really.
People don't have to be at work. I mean, you just stagger out of church. Get straight to the Courtyard.
Exactly.
A couple of pictures of cheap lager and some people talking about possibly left-wing politics, possibly Latin, most likely body parts and sex.
I'll be honest, there will be some left-wing politics stuff. Just because...
Well, you're going.
Unfortunately, some of the guys might be the same as was at the Ellen gig. So, yeah. So on that one...
As long as they know what they're getting themselves into.
Who knows?
Whoever knows.
You can only prompt them so much, and if they're adamant to carry on making jokes about halloumi, I can't do nothing.
There's only one joke about halloumi.
What did the cheese say to itself in the mirror?
That's exactly
there you go. Yeah. So on that one, again, Mr. Jack Vincent, because, it's...
Keeping him busy.
3 fucking gigs in a row with him now. That's pretty good.
Oof.
Yeah.
You're going to start rumours.
I know, right? A guy called Josh Cross, he was one of the ones that did the Ellen gig. He was the one who got the 7 minutes out of a 10 or more longer set. So thinking maybe he'll go first. A lady called Becky Heavyside, who I think is really funny. She was at the Ellen one, and she was kind of middling. It was like
struggled
a little bit, which was really. I think it was just one of them sets that could have gone either way, and that just kind of wasn't maybe the best night. Oh well.
Right.
Another lady called Sarah Sysom, who was one of the ones who was very unfortunately booked on the November gig, but was the one who did very well with it. So, yeah, got her back. Ruth Linton, I'm sure I've mentioned her on this before. She's like the older lady who I trained with in Manchester, who is like insane in a good way. She's a little bit tapped. She's the one who Chris, the bar manager at the Studford, like she is kind of his favourite. She's just you kind of have to see Ruth to experience Ruth. There is no description. And then the guy who I want to go on last, a guy called Nick Crooks, because he does basically a set about having sex. But one that also involves nipple tape and chocolate being stuck to his body. So that's like I want him last, because I feel like that's going to be the way. That's going to be the note to go on. Yeah, and if it doesn't, well, then I'll probably give up comedy because
It's okay. You're there to kind of guide.
I'm thinking about starting off strong with dick jokes, and then we'll just kind of see which way the wind blows from there. Like we'll start off on the parachute down to Dick Joke Island, and we'll see where the wind blows. Will it blow towards satire? Will it blow towards Brexit? Will it blow towards animal husbandry? I don't know.
Do you have jokes about animal husbandry?
I might knock one up just
to cover all your bases.
Have one in my arsenal,
Just so that if it comes to it, you're like, right, I know exactly what to say here.
I knows what I got to do. But yeah, we will see how that goes. I still need to kind of broker a price for that.
Oh, yeah, new venue.
So
You're not going for your traditional 50-50-50 split?
Well, so like because it was a tester one, at the fleece, we decided it effectively half. So instead of being £150, it was 75, and I said, I will only take £25, put £50 behind the bar for the acts, so that I won't have anything, and I didn't, through the night, and just let them, £50
just feed and water them.
Yeah, exactly. They seemingly had their fill. Plenty of them took crisps home with them as part of the rider. So, and it still ended up with £15 left over. So in the end,
into your pocket?
Definitely did. I was very happy to say to just anything you got behind the bar, keep it. But she came up to me and she said, "No, I don't want to keep behind the bar. Put it on the side. You take this." And I thought, well, £15 split between 6 people. That's about £2 each. That will be an insult, really. So what I'd better do, I'd better amalgamate this into my £25. Oh, somehow I've ended up with £40. Oh, well.
Covers your fuel costs at least.
My fuel costs there and back and
for the rest
to
of the
Leeds
week.
And back from Leeds. And yeah. Covered my wanker Starbucks costs. I say wanker Starbucks. My process, as it were. Most of the stuff that I do for the comedy nights and stand-up is I tend not to really do anything at home because I get so little time here. So I will just do it where I used to edit the podcast in the hour lunch I'd get at work. Now that you have ever so graciously taken that away from me, I said that like it was a bad thing. I am actually really happy you did, because fuck, I'd be mentally broken right now if I was still editing.
I'm going to make you do it one week. We'll record one like Friday afternoon or something, and I'll be like, right, I'm on holiday for 2 weeks, bye.
Yeah. Here you go, dickhead. Hope you remember what to do.
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Just to see you explode.
But yeah, now what I do, I spend the hour in my lunch sorting out the comedy nights and writing new jokes and doing the PowerPoint presentations to present people. And so there's a Starbucks really near work, so I just go there. And so my outlay at lunch pretty much every day is £1.50 for a filter coffee from Starbucks, because it's basically the cheapest
drink that they do, I think. Apart from maybe a cup of tea.
Yeah, I have no cup of teas cost more.
It's expensive tea.
£2 for a cup of tea. Yeah, £2 for water and a tea bag.
But yeah, their filter coffee's actually pretty good as well.
Yeah, so just get that in my reusable cup that I got for free, which gets me 25p off.
Even better.
Because it's normally £1.75, so it gets me down to £1.50. And then, after you've had between 13 and 15 drinks at Starbucks, you get a free drink. And so that is the point where you go, right, I will have a venti caramel macchiato, because it is the most expensive and biggest thing on that menu.
So you get one of those every 2 weeks then? Or 3 weeks?
Roundabout, yeah. Because I'm not there every day, but yeah, if there's a few things that I'm trying to organise in a month, I'll be down there every day getting stuff sorted.
Have you become first name basis with the baristas yet?
Not really, because it's never really a drink that they've got to kind of put through. It is just literally just flick a thing.
But do they recognise you when you come in? Do you want your usual?
Yeah, pretty much. Most of them just go filter coffee, and it's like, yeah. Now and again, I may indulge and get a ham and cheese croissant. I may splurge.
But that's a different problem altogether.
Yeah, some of them are very attractive. You can't help that. The boys, yeah, they don't. I don't think any of them do actually know my name, because I've given it a few times that when you get food and stuff, you've got to give your name. But I remember once. When was it? It was a few weeks ago. One of the guys who does just go, "Oh, filter coffee," and I was like, "No,
not today.
I am at the reward stage. I will take my venti caramel macchiato." I just like, "Oh right, okay. So what's your name then?" And I just said, "Oh, it's this," and I gave him my real name, which I won't say here because no. I gave my real name, and I went, "All right, so that's your name then," and I went, "Oh, maybe."
Playing it mysterious.
I kept them in suspense. That most of them know what I want and will just provide it to me. Sometimes though, because if you get a filter coffee and you pay for it, you get a free refill if you keep the thing. And sometimes I will just hand them a cup and I'll just say, "Oh, filter coffee." And if it's someone who's maybe newer, they just give me the filter coffee, and I'm just like, okay. and I'll just walk away with a free filter coffee. And that's fine.
Let's be honest, mate. They're not making any money on the filter coffee anyway. They're not there to make money on that. They're making it on everything else.
Yeah, literally every other piece of drink and food. That filter coffee is the one lost leader that there must be, because everything else
not
is
with their creative accounting. They probably still make money if they could just give it away.
Yeah, most likely. Well, it's a tax write-off if you're giving it away because it's classed as a charitable donation. So you can deduct that £1.50 from the rest of the running costs. And Starbucks, you colossally corrupt fucks. I'll still go there. The nearest thing. Yeah, it's not any kind of brand loyalty. If there was a Costa near it, I would probably go to a Costa. If there's a Cafe Nero nearer, I would go to the Cafe Nero. It's nearer. I probably need to test if those other places do actually do filter coffees, because I don't know if they do.
I think that Starbucks is the only one that does. But the others will do you an Americano. So you're kind of like an espresso and hot water.
But then it's probably going to be the price of Americano, which is going to be like £2.50. So
maybe. I think, again, I don't know for sure, but in general, the Americanos are the cheapest drink that they do on the menu. Apart from like water or tea or something.
Yeah, I wonder what would happen. I wonder what would happen if I just went in and I said, "Oh, can I just have hot water in that?" And I brought my own tea bag. Yeah, and I just, I got it out and I just looked them in the eye. I was like, "No, just hot water."
Come in with your travel mug, but say, "I'd just like some hot water in this, please." And then when they hand it to you, go, "Thank you." Stare them right in the eyes, pull a tea bag out of your pocket, and then just drop it in. Walk out. See you later, bitches. Use their bin to dispose of the tea bag.
Yeah. Walk over to the prep centre, use their Canderel, use their milk, and then sit down inside.
Yes, I'm going to enjoy my lovely hot water with milk and tea.
It's in a Starbucks cup. Tell me I'm being wrong. Oh, one day I'll try that.
It.
And then they'll yell at me. I'm like, okay, just give me a filter
coffee.
Pour me the filter coffee on top of the tea. It's fine, I'll drink it.
I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. It's fine.
I need this place to write. I need it to write my screenplay.
It's fine, you're not black. You can't get kicked out of Starbucks.
Yeah, true. You'd hope that'd never happen in a UK-based Starbucks. I mean,
you'd hope that wouldn't happen in any based Starbucks.
Well,
in an ideal world,
baby steps. Oh man, in an ideal world, Donald Trump wouldn't be president and Brexit wouldn't be happening.
In an ideal world,
we're not in an ideal world.
We'd have a successful comedy night. You wouldn't have to go to work and spend your lunch hour at Starbucks.
Yeah, this podcast will be being sponsored by Blue Chew, like all the other podcasts.
What is Blue Chew?
Blue Chew is effectively chewable Viagra.
Oh, really?
Yes. So it's like...
The amount we talk about dicks, though, I think probably should be.
Yeah, I'm thinking about maybe just like popping a cheeky tweet.
Come on.
Yeah. Dear Blue Chew, we talk a lot about our penises.
Maybe you want to get in on this.
It's... I've not looked properly into it, but it is chewable Viagra Cialis equivalent.
Right.
I'm not sure whether that is some kind of gummy or some kind of chewing gum, or whether it's like one of those tablets that you can just physically crunch into, and it's called chewable. But yeah, so we'll maybe reach out and touch Blue Chew.
See if they'll reach back.
May I recommend the 3 podcasts we did on Rush Hour Crush? Particularly the ones about sucking dick with arse. I feel that your core demographic...
When having your dick sucked by somebody else's arse, it is important that it is turgid and firm to its maximum degree. And to that end, we highly recommend Blue Chew, new Blue Chew in strawberry flavour.
A really raspberry flavour would work best, because of course raspberry is always blue.
Oh yeah, for obvious and logical reasons. You get blue raspberry.
Yeah, because strawberry is red and nothing else is blue. But boss, why don't we make blueberry? Oh, damn it.
We don't make a blueberry. Too expensive.
Okay, we'll take that as an action. I'll return to next week's huddle. I'll come back with the star format of situation, task, action, results, and see what's happened. I'll wait my appraisal.
Keep an eye on our Twitter, because if you see Blue Chew responding,
in anything else but just them saying, "Ha, no, who are you?"
They wouldn't respond.
What are you?
They wouldn't respond to us. Come on, too lowly.
Yeah, I will. Oh, just something I've just noticed on my Facebook. There was apparently the yellow vests.
Oh yeah, in France.
That are going around at the minute. Well, no, the ones in Britain.
Oh.
The ones.
Are they striking for some reason?
No, the yellow vests in Britain they are not striking. They are basically just racist.
Oh, I see.
There was some in Leeds today.
Good.
They look how you would imagine them to look.
Are they wearing a sort of yellow vest?
Yeah, pretty much.
Sorry, go on. Have they done something horrific? Have they been outnumbered by a nun and her wards?
Yeah, there wasn't many. There doesn't look to be many there. I believe it's something of a non-story. It was just, they existed.
And were in a place.
Yeah, they came. One of them accidentally did a Nazi salute and gave the game away. Like, oh no, this is about freedom of speech. It's nothing to do. We're not right wing. Phil, for fuck's sake, you had to grow that mustache. Yeah, that's a Leeds fascist update.
Thank you for that informed report.
I expect to see them at one of my gigs in the near future. Just, they'll probably comprise of the audience.
If you walk into a pub somewhere and they're your audience, there's just a load of burly men with high-vis jackets on the back of their seats. Either builders or fascists.
And let's face it,
possibly a combination of the two. But we all know the easy way to calm them down is obviously talk about beer and boobs, because apparently that's
beer and boobs. Yeah, they just love a bit of the old quaff and quim.
That's a great one.
That's the middle class Leeds. That's the middle class Leeds version. Quaff and quim.
That surely is a strip club. Where are we going tonight? Oh, we're down the old quaff and quim. I wonder if Destiny is working.
I just have the image of the pub sign.
A drinking horn and a toperied bush.
Oh God.
The classic pub sign, just on the two hinges swinging in the breeze.
Yeah, but the quim aspect of it is was it roses? The painter who painted roses, but they were obviously thinly veiled vaginas. Just they'd be like that, and just no, it is quite clearly a rose on the sign.
Obviously,
quim is just Portuguese for rose. Are you from Portugal? No, I just have a very strong connection with
quim.
Lisbon. I was literally going through Portuguese football team names in my head there and going, oh God, they're not really named after places. Well, we'll keep that on the back burner. Quaff and quim. That could be a potential. Yeah. Well, thus endeth the stand-up update
portion of it. And by this point, you should be back from your run. Yeah.
Yeah. So, if you have not yet had a shit, you will now. Just one more time. Give it up. They've definitely released by now. It's definitely. Oh.
They felt the cold splash of water on their buttocks.
Oh, pebble dash everywhere. Oh. Like an explosion in a gravy factory.
Yeah.
Oh.
I know I've got nothing. Explosion in a gravy factory. I can't top that.